it's Whitney here from Look Inside a Blind Teenager's Life. Sorry there hasn't been any videos lately. I was taking a break from YouTube. Some things came up and I just needed to take a break. I appreciate all the nice comments, everyone saying that it's okay if I take a break. It was really nice. I expected everyone to be like, no, she's taking a break, no more videos, but all the comments were really nice I got, so thank you. Today I'm going to be doing a video for teachers that teach visually impaired kids. I had a subscriber ask me to do this video because I am in 12th grade and they said that what works best for you? What do you find helpful as a student? Hands-on learning works best for visually impaired kids. They can't see a paper. So if you get hands-on, if you're learning about the planets, and you do hands-on learning, like maybe give them like an apple and say this would be the size of, I don't know, like Mars or something. It helps them kind of understand what they're learning more. Also be patient with them. Always try and include them in activities. It might be hard sometimes. I understand that. I get that from my teachers, but try and include them the best you can. Come up with assignments that are fun and not frustrating. As a visually impaired student, it's really frustrating when a teacher gives you an assignment and they expect you to do it, but you can't. It's really nice. I like when my teachers talk to me, like, do you know a way that maybe you could do this that would be easier for you? Have your students always help the student that is visually impaired. This is kind of like if you're in a public school and you have like one visually impaired student. Teamwork is the best thing that kids need to learn, and I think it's really important that they learn that the visually impaired kid is just like us. We might need to help them, but teamwork is everything. Ask the student daily if there's anything you can do to help them learn better. That's important because that will help both sides, the teacher and the student. It's okay to reference words that reference sight. I think a lot of people think that it's not okay to because like they can't see, but like I say I'm watching TV, but I'm obviously not watching it. I'm listening to it. It's just something that comes natural. Always use names when calling on them. So like if you were to call on, let's use Bobby as an example, be like, don't point to Bobby. Be like, hey Bobby, do you know the answer? Because they can't see you pointing, so it's kind of awkward when there's a moment of silence and then they finally realize, oh, you called on me. So don't gesture, always verbalize. When writing on the board, always verbalize what you're writing so that the student has access to the same information as the students who aren't visually impaired. I think that's a big one. If you're writing a math problem, don't just be like, okay, here's the math problem, everybody do it. Say like 1 plus 2, what does that equal? So then the other student has the chance to kind of like participate as much. This is a really good one. Use directions. This doesn't even go for school, like anywhere. Use like directions like it's like left, right, or this is a really good example. The ball is next to the door. The visually impaired student would be able to know where the door is because they memorized. If you say the ball is over by the door, they'll know the door, find the door, and there'll be a ball instead of saying it's over there because they don't know where over there is. Have your classroom set up the same every day, and if you change it, tell the visually impaired student and show them. Walk with them and say your seat's here now. This is how many steps it takes to get to your seat, because I hate it when I go somewhere and they switched everything and I had no clue and I go to find the chair and it's not there. That's like the most irritating thing ever. Treat your student who is visually impaired the same as sighted students. Don't think of them different, respect them. They're just another kid that you're teaching. They might need a little extra support and a little extra help, but they're a kid you're teaching. Like, they don't want to be treated like they're special and a special thing. They just want to be a student. Yes, they might need help, but I think it's important to realize that you shouldn't, like, help them more than others sometimes. Also, if you're having trouble with the student, like if they're acting up or they're not doing their work or they're not doing their homework, talk to them just like you would another kid. Be like, hey, why aren't you doing your homework? Is there something wrong? Or like maybe in class they're not participating. You're like, you're always participating. Ask them, because maybe you said as a sighted person something that offended them. Sometimes I know that sighted people can say things that kind of make me mad because I'm visually impaired. So that can be hard. Always do everything in the student's IEP. Always follow their IEP. Always do its best. If there is bullying in the classroom, if the visually impaired student is getting bullied, take care of it right away, like you would another kid. Like, don't allow this in your classroom. Even if you don't have visually impaired kids, you shouldn't be allowing this in your classroom at all. Bullying should not be tolerated in schools. Another thing I just want to say is, if you're a teacher that does cyber school, because I know there are some of those out there, and I do cyber school on the computer, it's going to be a little different, but most of these go along with that, except like it's over there and kind of that. A lot of these go with it. I hope this video helps you and gives you some helpful tips. I had a subscriber ask for this video, so I hope this helped that subscriber that asked and can help other teachers. A little bit about me. I am hoping to go to college in the next year or so to get a teaching degree in early childhood education and special education. My goal is to become a preschool teacher to visually impaired kiddos someday. I feel like that I have been through what I have been through the last 3 years, that the Lord is leading me to do this. I know sorry, I lost my place. I know what it is like to be visually impaired, so this is the perfect job for me. I have always wanted to work with little kids my whole life, but after going through losing my vision the last 3 years, I know that I wanted to work with visually impaired kids. Visually impaired kids. I've always wanted to work with preschool kids, but after losing my vision, I realized that the Lord was calling me to work with blind kiddos, because I understand what it's like to go through school and lose your sight and not know how to do it. So I think this is a perfect job for me. And we need more teachers that want to work with kids who are blind. I also want to take what I have been through and help others. I want to make a difference in this world. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. It is allergy season and I am having an allergy problem. But I hope this helps anybody. And if you have any questions about, maybe some tips that you think would help a visually impaired student, you can always leave me a comment and I will get back to you, because I am a visually impaired student, so it might be helpful. And if you have any questions, you like my video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and there will be more videos posted shortly. And I will be going live at some point either this week or next week. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So, I hope everyone has a great rest of their night, and that's it.